Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Oh my God, it's getting crazier than ever. You will not believe this. War and ice cream. Let's do it. First Thoughts with Faye Renee. This is episode 3, Power. All right, now guys, they call this episode 3, War and Ice Cream. But they should have called it Mistakes and Ice Cream, because everybody was making mistakes throughout this entire episode. Let's start right where we left off, where Tommy was being shot at by little Kay. Remember the drive-by? You know an 8-year-old innocent girl was killed. So, big mistake, little Kay, dead. Tommy is freaking out and telling Diamond all about it. And I'm going to get this motherfucker and this and that, you know. And he knew it was little Kay. And Diamond's like, Tommy, I told you when you killed Chewie that you would be starting a war out here. So look at this shit. Let's go talk to Jannard. Tommy's like, I'll speak to Jannard and be diplomatic. Ha! He said, I can handle my shit. Okay, now. Now, Tommy is in a fucking rage to find the shooter of the vehicle, Chewie's little friend, little Kay, and he wants to settle this score once and for all. Tommy does locate Jannard at his house, confronts him straight up, and threatens him that if you don't deal with this little fucker, little Kay, I'm going to come and kill you next. End of story. Meanwhile, Diamond and Tommy's risky plan to put their product in Southville and Joliet prisons is being worked out pretty good by Diamond and his inside CEO girlfriend, Kendra. And man, Diamond hit the jackpot with their relationship with Kendra. I mean, greedily or not, Kendra agreed to work with him for a price at the prison. And so out they go into business at Southville, right under the radar. And as their magnificent plan takes place, their name, CBI, gets all over the prison. That CBI got it like that. Now, y'all remember that Diamond and Tommy got a lot of product to keep their supply going for a good while with that secret stockpile they stole from Miguel last week. They actually have an A triple plus plan in place. I mean, it's a pretty cool plan. It's going to keep CBI powerful, and their influence on the street is dominant. They rising up fast in the game, baby. Okay, now, back on the streets, Black USA Stacy is elated that she finally gets her task force to bring down CBI gang along with Tommy Egan. Hopefully, and whomever else that she can make the charges stick with. The problem is that she asked the superintendent of police because she had Detective DeFranco assigned to her task force. Man, when DeFranco found it out, he was mad as hell. He said, Stacy, stop intervening in my job. Turns out, y'all, that they are married, or it seems like they got some BS going on in their marriage. And it probably has been the crux of whatever's wrong in their marriage. I did not know they were together like that. And it seems that Stacy has her eyes set on becoming a mayor. So at this point, all she can see is stars by moving her career up, especially if she can take the credit for cracking CBI and Tommy Egan. Hello. So Stacy gets on TV and has a press conference rally near the very spot where the little girl got shot the other night. And she even has a young guest speaker from the neighborhood named David. He's only 13 years old. But David is a profound speaker. And Mr. Diamond and Jannard are both watching all of this from afar. Back at JP's crib, he and his son D-Mac finally have a frank talk about why he left D-Mac in the first place. And D-Mac asks his father straight out, why you never came back to look for me? Oof. They were both brutally honest. I have to admit that. But JP did own up to D-Mac, that D-Mac's mother kept the boy away, and JP really didn't look hard for him or anything, because frankly, JP was believing some of the bullshit that D-Mac's mother told him back in the day. Like, you are not the best father for D-Mac since he was a gay man, and you shouldn't even be a father. And you know, that shit crushed JP. D-Mac didn't like what he was hearing, but he really understood. And then JP apologized sincerely to his son, and they hugged it out, and all was good. Nice play. Meanwhile, Jannard is so spooked by Tommy that he goes out on his own to find little Kay. But first, he got to do some more coke, y'all. He really getting stupid with that. And finally, Jannard ends up at his girl Shantae's gym. And she's trying to warn him, don't go out there and do nothing stupid. You need to hold back. And he got pissed off at her. So she relented and said, okay, Jannard, don't do nothing crazy. But I think little Kay is at his grandmother's place. And she gave the address. Like, damn. Whew. Now, y'all, this part was serious but kind of funny and sad. Miss Kate begins an AA program in earnest. She's trying to start making amends to her sons. That's one of the steps. So she started first with Tommy, her second born son to her, when she was only age 16. And she left both of them. And Kate just showed up at Tommy's place unannounced. And well, that part didn't go so well. But, you know, Kate is completely delusional. So she says to Tommy, son, I want to make amends. And Tommy said, okay, listen, I'm listening. You know, Tommy. She said, Tommy, I'm sorry I was such a bad mother. And Tommy got really upset, like, that's it, Mom? That's all you got to say? And Kate is like, was that fucking bad? And Tommy blows his stack at Kate and starts naming off all the shit she had done to him as a kid that had really traumatized him, this child, especially like the time he was 9 years old and she promised him they could go to Coney Island and have his favorite black raspberry ice cream. But they couldn't get any because Kate spent all the money on drugs getting high on the way there. So they never got it. And Tommy never got over that. Just then, Tommy got a call and he got to run. Plus, he's sick of her shit. So he put his own mother out the apartment. He said, I got to go. He just couldn't deal with her nuttiness anymore. Pathetic. Well, Miguel is the one who had summoned Diamond and Tommy right away. And when they arrived at Miguel's place, they found that crazy ass Miguel in the middle of torturing two of his crew members because he seriously believes they are the ones that ripped off the shipment. Oh my God. After freezing one of the man's hands off, damn. Tommy tells Miguel, with all due respect, what the fuck does this have to do with us? And Miguel says, I just want you guys to understand. This is how I handle betrayal. Tommy then was like, message received, motherfucker, and they got the hell out of there. I don't blame them. Besides, Tommy is thinking about his upcoming meeting later with Walter Flynn. You know, about what else? Liliana again. But first, Tommy's got to stop back at the crib and he leaves an automatic gun with JP just as a precaution because he feels like so much shit is happening right now and he want to make sure that they can protect themselves. And JP said, cool, and he put it in the drawer. No lock, nothing. He just put the fucking gun in the drawer. And as soon as JP left, what else? D-Mac got the gun out the drawer and posted it in his pants. You know, I think that D-Mac has been so hood all his life and without a father that that's going to be a habit hard to break. He feels protected when he got his gun. And that's something they're going to have to work on. Back at Big Daddy Walter Flynn's estate, he is super pissed off at Claudia for changing his dialysis passwords and making his life hard as hell. So after he fixes all that, he tells Vic, you know, we got this big Dublin meeting set up today with his son and Dublin. And Vic is like, okay, cool. He says, Vic, we gonna get these motherfuckers out of our business in Chicago. So that sounds like a plan. Now, back on the south side, Jannard finally locates Little K, but he only gives him a scolding because Little K's grandmother intervened. And Jannard was thinking about taking him out. But honestly, I don't think that was Jannard's real intent. I think Jannard just wanted to scare Little K back in the line, so to speak, at treason, because he needs his soldiers right now, especially. You guys, poor Detective DeFranco has spent the better part of this episode just running around town looking for Little K. He wants to try to get Little K to flip on CBI and Tommy in exchange for going easy on Little K once they prove he was the shooter of that 8-year-old girl. But Little K tells DeFranco, fuck off, you ain't got shit on me and ain't no snitch. And DeFranco warns him, you don't know how cold-blooded of a killer Tommy Egan is. He's probably going to kill your ass before tomorrow. Damn. Ooh. And remember, y'all, they got a neighborhood watch. Them folks be telling Jannard that Lil K was seen talking with DeFranco. Not a good look for Lil K. Not at all. But you know what's really sad? This Jannard cannot catch a break, and his luck finally runs out. Later that day, Merkovich and the Serbs corner Jannard on the road and take Jannard's Lamborghini at gunpoint. They took it as overdue payment to Merkovich. Now Jannard is really messed up and stone tripping out. Not only is he still behind paying Merkovich weekly and Miguel and the Mexicans, he also now got a Tommy problem, plus Little K too. It seems to me that Jannard's entire setup with treason is crashing down right before his eyes. So get this. After his ride has been taken, Jannard calls on, of all people, to pick him up. Who you think? Yep, Little K. Little K came to pick him up. And that's when the fight got started between Jannard and Little K. Yep, because Little K called Jannard straight out on his losing situation and the fact that Jannard was obviously coked up using his own product. That got Jannard really mad, and he just wanted to put Lil K in his fucking place. Plus, Jannard was mad paranoid under the influence of drugs, and he started thinking Lil K, who had been seen talking to Detective Franco earlier, maybe Little K had given him up to the cops. But y'all, Little K didn't say shit to the police. He wasn't no snitch. Anyway, Jannard and Little K get the fist fighting like hell right in K's car, and Jannard got to jump on Lil K, and he actually jumped him out with his own seatbelt. Oh my God, it was such an ugly scene that dumb Jannard then threw Little K's dead body behind a fence and drove the fuck away like it was shit. And guess who saw the entire murder? Yeah, Tommy Gunn. Tommy was watching. Woohoo! And now this goofy Jannard is headed in the dead man's car. Where? But where else? To buy more drugs. And this time he purchases eight. Yep, 2 bags. Y'all, Jannard on heroin. Damn, Jannard. Woo. Okay, now early in the evening, Tommy did have his little quick meeting in public with Walter, and it was face to face and really intense. Tommy told Walter, if you give up Liliana's shooter, we can broker peace. And Walter laughs in his face and said, you think because you put your dent in Claudia's business, you could fuck with me? He says, ye may run your operation that way, Tommy, but we don't give up our own. And that's when Tommy knew for certain it was Claudia that shot Liliana. Walter tells Tommy, fuck off, Tommy. Meeting over. Nothing was resolved. And Tommy said, okay, take care, laddie. Now, Miss Claudia comes home to her penthouse and finds she's been robbed of her jewelry, cash, everything she's got. And she goes fucking berserk and immediately goes to confront Da. Da tells her, you're gonna learn not to fuck with Daddy's money. Or the next time he gonna pull her security detail and let her feel the pain. Claudia is out fucking done by this. And I smell the sweet revenge brewing in Claudia's mind. Ooh, baby. Later on, Tommy comes face to face with Claudia, finally himself, and he asks her, did you shoot Liliana? Looking into Claudia's eyes, Tommy got the confirmation that he needed. And Tommy told Claudia, when I come for you, you're going to never see me coming. Yup, y'all, Claudia days are fucking surely numbered. How big ever. Tommy did find one of Claudia's guard dog goons in the parking lot area, and he asked him for the info. And this guy plays tough guy with Tommy and says, fuck you, Tommy. And Tommy shoots him in the leg and says, now, what do you care who fucking shot Liliana? Just give up the info so you can save yourself. And the guy said, even if I knew it, I wouldn't tell you. Fuck you. And Tommy executes him, shoots him in the head, and that was that. Okay, now finally it's time for the big Flynn and Dublin meeting. And the Dublin guy's concerned that Walter ain't came through with all his cash so they can do the drug deal. And Walter's feeling himself and said, hey, I'm Walter fucking Flynn for a reason. I have never once reneged on a deal. Never. And so they shake hands. But you know, Flynn's paid the money they're supposed to give them and the deal was set. Now, back on the south side, word from Diamond and Tommy is the Date prison operation running smooth as silk. Except they found out now they had an unexpected raid where the prison found 2 keys. They're like, shit, we can't be losing money like that. But Diamond knows that it was a guy named Rojas who he put in a wheelchair. He's a competitor of Diamond's at Southfield, and he works for the Serbs. Wow. So Tommy says, hey, Diamond, why don't you make a deal with that Rojas guy? He can roll with us and he can sell out the Serbs. That's a really good plan. So Diamond goes to Kendra, and they put the plan in motion. At first, Rojas was like, hell no. But Rojas finally gave in because Kendra made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Woo. Okay, now, back at JP's home, Kate now decides it's time to make amends with her firstborn son, the one she had at age 14. That's JP. And she wants to explain to him why she gave him up. And man, this shit went real bad. She was pathetic trying to explain to JP why she left him. And JP just called it out. He said, admit it, Kate. You partially left because I was black. And then Kate did admit it and said she was only 14 and scared as hell to raise a black son back in the day. And you know what, guys? That shit was so hard for JP to hear and me. But Kate did admit it. So much for Kate and her making amends. Not good, not good. All right, now, that evening, Vic is watching the Dublin Flynn deal go down in real time from his car. And Vic calls it into the police to bust a courier with the dope so he and his doc can get their money back. But back at the Flynn estate, when they all meet up and Dublin shows up to apologize for the failed drop, Don is like, I am highly pissed. And he tells Dublin, I demand all my motherfucking money back. This is a bad deal. And you know what? Don was kind of happy that he was going to get out of this mess with Dublin. But Vic, his own son, triple crossed Don. When the Dublin guy said, you know, we can't pay all the money now, Walter. Vic just stood up and shot the messenger dead. And Don fucking outraged at Vic. Don is still not the wiser that his own son is setting him up for complete failure. Now, Crazy Tommy and Diamond run over with an impromptu meeting with Miguel. Miguel is like incredulous about these motherfuckers coming back in the same day for a meeting and a re-up so soon, especially after he been robbed. And Miguel finally gets a tad bit madder, suspicious, and jealous all at once. And he questions them. you selling all this shit to? You know, Diamond took the lead and assured his old friend Miguel that they got the prisons now. Southfield and Joliet. Miguel is like, what? That's the serve territory. And Tommy said, it ain't no more. Miguel thinks about it and says, you know what? Your answer for now is hell no, you motherfuckers. And they leave. But when Miguel finds out, y'all, that it was Tommy and Diamond that stole his shit, put it like this. It's going to be too late for Miguel. Bet. So now it's the end of another crazy ass day, and Tommy comes home to his mom's place and finds Kate asleep on the sofa. So he goes to the fridge, checks for something to eat, and can't believe his eyes and says, fuck me. And it is so funny. Right there in the freezer is a big old half-gallon of black raspberry ice cream. Tommy takes out a big old spoonful and he just swoons over the flavor. And he goes to wake up his mama Kate and put her to bed and thanks her sincerely for the ice cream. That meant the world to Tommy. Also, as you know, Tommy been texting Maria all week, asking her to let him give her some driving lessons. Finally, Maria texts back a big yes. So for now, y'all, Tommy is happy. For a minute, looks like he might get that girlfriend after all. Later that night, Lil K's body is found, and Detective DeFranco shows up frustrated as hell. He's like, I tried to warn this fool. So now, DeFranco has a major hard-on for getting to the bottom of CBI, Tommy Egan, and anybody else perpetuating all this violence on the streets. I know there was a lot to digest. Next week promises to be more mayhem, murder, and craziness. Don't miss the next episode, episode 4. See you back right here next week. All right, now, if you like this video, please hit the like button and share. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for?
Are you listening?
Please hit that red subscribe button once, hit the bell once.
Damn.
I won't bug you, but you will be reminded the next time I drop a one-of-a-kind video. Please your favorite name.
Yeah. Yeah.